All right, bang, bang. Here we are. The pricing for the Masters is out. We've had a day to digest it, and this is going to be fun. We're going to have a lot of fun here. So, Price, just go over really quickly how big the field is. It's essentially, in a lot of ways, a no-cut event. Can you kind of go over, especially for a lot of newcomers are going to be playing the Masters because it's a big tournament, and it's not like every other tournament.
No. So it is only 95 people in, and only I believe, top 60 and ties make the cut.
I think it's the top 50 plus
No, it is.
ties.
Yeah,
It's
it's top
top
50, not
50
top
plus
60.
ties, but also plus
Within
a
10
within 10
shots.
shots.
Yeah.
So
So
last
it's
year,
very weird.
I think last year it was 75 people made the cut out of the 90. So it's in a lot of ways, it's a no cut event. If you have a guy miss the cut, you're toast. So that's going to change. That changed a lot of stuff. And also, this tournament is played at the same place every year. Now, this year it's a different time of the year, so we don't know how, and it's never happened in November. So, how does that change things? What do you
They're
think it
also doing
changes?
different tee times because the contractual obligation to show football by CBS on Sunday, they're going to do threesomes off split tees. So they're supposed to be done by I think 2 p.m. our time. So instead of it finishing at 7 o'clock, or yeah, because it's usually in the springtime, so 6 7 o'clock, it's going to be done by 2 o'clock. Because they also have to fight darkness because it gets dark at like 5:15 there.
Yeah,
So it is going to play differently, I think.
yeah, it's definitely gonna play differently. The one thing I think is gonna be constant, we'll get into it as we break down who we like and don't like, is first time players do not win this tournament a lot of times. And it's going to be interesting to see where we rate some of these players for the first timers. So let's just get into that. Let me share my screen. I'm going to share the DraftKings here I got pulled up for the Millie Maker. Now, this is the $20 Millie Maker. I really am tempted to join that $4,500 one. 1 in 500 chance of winning the million. Is it worth it, Price?
That depends
On your
if
bankroll?
you know on if you make money or not. Because if you don't, Meg will kill you.
I mean, how often do you have a 1 in 500 chance at, like, and it's a legit 1 in 500, maybe even better, because if you are good at this, right, you can make a better lineup, you would think, than, some of the people. So let's say a 1 in 150, 1 in 200 chance.
It's pretty solid.
I know. All right. So let's break down the field. I think everyone's darling Bryson DeChambeau comes in at number 1 at 11-2. I think we all thought he would be the highest priced golfer. He breaks down courses better than, some might say better than anybody else. So he's going to know where to miss the ball every single time, and he smashes the ball. And this is a course. If you can drive the ball far, you're gonna set yourself up really well. Is this just an auto pick and move on?
It depends. So we had this dilemma last year where you and I were talking about what approach to make, and we ended up going stars and scrubs and balance build one. So as much as I would love to play Bryson, I have outrights on him already from earlier this year, so I'll probably just stick to those because the 11-2, while it's not as expensive as the top guy in most tournaments, it's just a little too much money for this one.
Yeah. And did Bryson just get a DraftKings sponsorship?
He just got a DK sponsorship, and he's been working on swinging faster and having a longer carry with his driver. So he now can carry it 400 yards.
Wow. I'm over here piping at 260 and feeling like a beast if it rolls out 20 yards to make it 280. All right. So Justin Thomas, who's also played well here, is next up. 10-7 to $500 savings, which can mean a lot in a field where the 7K guys and lower 8K guys are really good. What about JT? Can he actually pull it off? I think does his game set up well for this course? Where do you feel about him?
He hasn't. He's been top 40 his 4 years here, but I don't necessarily think this is his place. I mean, obviously we'll get more into it next week when we actually break down the entire field. But he's a great player. For some reason, it hasn't clicked at Augusta for him.
Yeah. For me personally, the top 6 players here are so intriguing. I really want to break down who I want to target because I can't target them all. I mean, you can if you're doing 150 builds, but I like all of them.
I know.
All of them. Legit from Xander to Bryson. There's reasons for all of them. So you have to stay tuned as we further break down, get a little bit deeper in the stats of who we want to go with. Rory, does he have to win this to win the Grand Slam? Is that correct?
So he will not have the Grand Slam.
I mean, but that's reason to play him. But anyways, let's move down from that range, and there's some first time players, right? Kawa, this is his first time playing. Do you buy into that narrative with Kawa, Wolf? Is Scotty's first time playing as well?
Mm-hmm.
Do you buy into that?
Yes and no. So normally it has a big effect, but guys like them, I don't really think it's going to phase them. I mean, Kawa's been so good on tour. Wolf has been lights out this year. Scotty's been fantastic. So I don't really look at them as typical rookies.
Yeah. I mean, Kawa's already won one major, and he's starting to play not great. He doesn't putt the ball amazing. He has a really good long iron game, but
that's not really what you look for at Augusta.
Yeah. I feel like Kawa at 9,500
is overpriced.
And so I do think Scotty is the main one I'm looking at. I think Wolf. I feel like Wolf just doesn't care about this is the Masters. He just goes out and plays, and he's just a talent. So I don't think it phases either two of those golfers. I don't necessarily think it phases Kawa. I just don't love where his game's at. I don't love his price, and I would rather just not go to him and target some of the other rookies if that's what you want to do.
We got Spieth down at 8,200.
Before we get to Spieth, just to touch on, Dustin and I made a video on Tiger Woods and said if he's 8,500 or less, we would start looking at targeting him because we'll leave in the comment section below the video. But he's going into this tournament in really bad form, and at 9,100, the value is not there. And someone right below him at 9,000, Bubba Watson, who plays well at this course, and is coming in terrific form. So personally, I mean, I think at 9,100, I'm fully fading Tiger. He's not shown me anything. Where leading into the Masters last year, in that video we go in depth of it, he was gaining a lot of strokes off the tee coming into the Masters.
Yep.
All right. So, on Spieth, talk to me about Spieth. 8,200. Is that a trap play?
I don't know. He does so well at Augusta every year. It's very tempting to just be like, all right, click him and move on.
Nope. Hard pass. 8,200. He would have to be Phil Mickelson around $7,500 range for me to fully actually look at him personally.
I don't know. If he finishes where he did last year, which is 21st, he pays off his salary.
Every year he gets worse at golf, though.
We'll see. We'll have to dive into it, and actually we'll see how he does this week leading into the Masters. But
yeah, Scotty 7,800.
Love it.
This is a pretty sweet range though, with Paul Casey, Justin Rose even.
So if you look where Paul Casey and Justin Rose had previously never finished worse than like 12th at this tournament, I used them both in my two monstrous lineups last year, and they both missed a cut.
Oh my gosh, I remember Paul Casey last year. I was like, how? I remember. Yes. I forgot all about that. Oh, thanks for the reminder. I remember all that money going down the drain.
He had gone 6th, 4th, 6th, 15th, and then miscut. And Rose had gone 2nd, 10th, 2nd, 12th. And we're like, all right, he's due for second place. He's second to last.
So are we just auto populating Paul Casey and Justin Rose in our lineups along with Scotty Scheffler, the three amigos, and Paying up for the rest?
No. It's going to be tough, especially to do a 20 build because it's such a tight lineup, and I don't want to use like all the previous champions who were allowed in. So I might not be able to make 20 lineups.
Another guy that I'm telling you is pretty cute is Cam Champ. I've been on Cam Champ all year long. I feel like he smashes it off the tee. Is this a tournament he can overpower and take advantage of the par fives?
The problem is, from his baseline, he loses almost half a stroke more on bent grass greens.
That is a problem.
Otherwise, I'd be like, yeah.
Maybe if Augusta was in California, right?
Yeah.
All right.
But the greens might play a little bit differently this year as well, all things considered.
Is there anybody else at this first glance when you go from like Sanjay M at 7,500 seems like a pretty good bargain?
I want to see how he plays this week because he's very hit or miss. But the people that pop out to me would be like a Kokrak at 7K. And then you got a bunch of the Euros down in the 6s. But Siwoo Kim, he's been playing very well lately.
Yeah, 6,800 for Siwoo Kim. Zach Johnson, if with the weather being different, it could be colder, might not be able to reach the par fives and 2. And if that's the case, Zach Johnson is full in play. So that's where we have to really dig in and feel like, how is this course going to play this week? And if it's going to be hard to get on the par fives and 2, I'm putting Zach Johnson in my lineup because he's going to play well if you don't have to worry about getting there in 2.
What do you think about old man Fred Couples?
I mean, he might have a great Thursday and then fade. But
I know he's all. This is his tournament. He just shows up and tries to make the cut, and everyone talks about Fred Couples of the past coming through.
Lucas Glover.
It's kind of tough when you get down to the 6 range. You're gonna have to guess and hope that they actually pay off.
Yeah, or you can just play all the old guys like VJ. Oh, he's not even gonna play. It looks like.
The one
Fred
guy
Couples.
we skipped, who I think might actually be really good, is Joaquin Neiman.
Yeah, I did see him. Where is? Oh yeah, Molinari as well at 6,700.
Molinari needs to have a good week this week to get his game in order after being off for 9 months. But
I mean, in a way, you want him not to have that great of a week because if he does have a good week, it's going to be Molinari chalk. He blew up, if you remember, on the Sunday when he was paired with was it Tiger and Jason Day?
Got unlucky and hit the water ball and it was over.
Yeah. So he can do good here. He has history of doing good, right?
Yep.
Okay. 6,700 is, I mean, if you did like Zach Johnson and Molinari, 67, 6,800, you can have 4 really good plays at the top end. That's kind of interesting play. Or even a Siwoo Kim and Francisco. I don't know.
Yep.
All right. That's kind of the first look. What we're looking at, first glance at the pricing, and also we're going to have to dig into the weather and see how do we think this course is going to play. Any other last thoughts on the Masters coming in?
No. I mean, I'm ready for it. It's always one of the best tournaments to watch. It's usually around Easter, so it's a little different this year. But can't wait to hear the intro music from CBS for it.
Oh my gosh, the intro music is the best. So, Price, last question. Does Tiger Woods pay off?
No.
Does he pay off his value at 9,100?
No.
No chance.
No chance. Especially if it's cooler, stiff back, not good for him. I don't care that he won last year. He's not going to pay off at all.
All right. I'm going to put you on the spot. I got one more question.
All right.
Who is going to win the Masters?
Well, I have 3 outrights. So I'm hoping it's either Cantlay, DJ, or Bryson so I can win a bunch of money.
All right. If you had to just choose one golfer.
Dustin Johnson.
And if you got it right, you win $1 million.
Dustin Johnson.
All right. That's it. We'll see y'all.